events like the Heritage Classic make for unique opportunities to bring in special guests like Marty McSorley to do an Ask an Oiler, Marty, where we put it out to the fans to send us all their questions via Twitter and all the social media networks. First of all, how you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for doing this.
Well, I'm having such a joy. I feel like I'm 6 years old again, where your parents tie your skates and you send you out on the pond. No, really, playing outside is the Heritage Classic, such a perfect name for this environment, and the fans are eating it up. Winnipeg's been phenomenal, and for me to catch up with all my old buddies has been really, really fun.
The weather's been great. We're looking forward to the game today. Marty, we're going to get into the fan questions. You ready to do this?
Absolutely.
We're going to start with Dane from Sherwood Park. Dane asks, what's the best part about these reunions that you guys seem to have put together in the last few years here?
The best part is absolutely the locker room. To sit in the locker room, and the guys will say a lot of the same things that they said 30 years ago, right? And flashbacks. But then you look at guys like Mess and Gretz and Koff that still lead the team, right? And it's so much fun to get the guys back together because we're such a close-knit family.
Marty, we're going to go to the next question. It comes from your old stomping grounds in L.A.
Yes.
It's Newton from Los Angeles. Looking back at the infamous 1988 trade, which you were a part of, do you remember your initial thoughts, and how did you hear about the trade and you were being sent to L.A.?
Well, that was a wild question because I was in St. John's, Newfoundland at Bob Cole's charity event. I was there with Kevin Lowe and so many hockey people, John Ferguson, general manager of Winnipeg, and guys from the L.A. Kings. And I went out for a run with Kevin. I got back to the hotel. Don Koharski ran out and grabbed me and said, Gretzky's been traded. So I went up to my room and I called Mike Barnett, who was Wayne Gretzky's agent, and I said, Mike, they can't do this. You can't tear apart the best team in history. And he said, sit down, big boy, you're in the trade. So,
and Gretzky asked for you to be a part of it, too.
Well,
what does that mean to you?
Yeah, that's great. I didn't know the responsibility that Wayne had going to L.A. to grow the game and what he felt with that. And when I went there with him, I could see that he needed help. He needed support is what he really needed, but he's such a great ambassador. And so to go down there was great for the game. It really was. He asked for me, what he wanted, Mess and Koff or Andy or those guys? Yes, I'm sure he would have.
What's funny is you guys all ended up playing together either on the Rangers or with the Kings anyway. I mean, as a fan, I thought that was...
Well, so many of those guys went off and had such great careers and really made franchises around the league.
Well, absolutely. You guys with the Kings and, of course, the 94 team with the Rangers. Okay, we go on to Zeke from Sioux Lookout in Ontario. Marty, do you remember how you felt when you scored your first National Hockey League goal?
Well, I didn't know if I really truly scored it, and one of the other guys took credit for it. And then, Doug Shedden, I think, took credit for it in Pittsburgh. Okay. And the wild thing was, after I scored in New York, because my rookie year, I mean, you're a deer in headlights, MSG. Glenn Hanlon was in net. And it's such a big moment. Well, I got the puck. I took it home. I was living with Rocky Saganuk, and his dog chewed the puck up.
It's good that you scored a bunch more goals after that. Good memories, Marty. Okay, we go to Jamie from Edmonton, who asks, who was the toughest player you ever fought in your career? Was there a player who you would not have wanted to drop the gloves with?
Well, no, my rookie year, I fought a lot of guys that were men, and you look at those guys and you're like, oh my God, look at these guys. And I remember sitting in the penalty box looking over at Clark Gillies going, did I really just have a fight with Clark Gillies? Right? Because I had so much respect for them. Guys like Paul Holmgren, Ben Wilson, Willie Plett, and all those guys. But Ben Wilson was probably the one guy. He picked me up, dumped me on my head. But I knew I needed to be that guy like 3 years later. Wow. And so, no, there was never a fear moment because I wanted to play so bad and it was part of my game. Right. So no, it was, you just did what you did. It's part of who you are.
What was it? This is for me and some of our fans out there. What was it like fighting Louie to Brusque?
Well, Louie was a guy that the young Oilers, when I went away and I played hard against the Oilers, we had to because we had to win the division. To go up against Mark and these guys almost broke my heart because you have to play hard against them. So when Louie came out, I knew it was coming. Dave Brown came out and those guys. It was part of the game. I had zero animosity. Right. Louie and I are good friends today. And I have a ton of respect for all those guys that did that job.
Okay. Next question, Marty. Maria from Rimby asks, what is your most memorable moment as an Edmonton Oiler?
I'm on the bench, 1987. Everybody dreams about being in 7th game in the Stanley Cup Finals. And the trainer came and asked me for my helmet and gloves. And it's like you're in the middle of a game. And you look up and there's like 20 seconds left in the game. And it's game 7 and we're up 3-1. It shocked me. It was just like, we're going to win the Stanley Cup.
Right.
And so from that moment for the next 2 or 3 weeks, it was just almost surreal. So because you dream about it as a kid, right? It's what you play for. It's play to win. And to be around those guys and share that, and all you put into it come to life is unbelievable. I know. Remember, Mark had the cup, and Mark handed it to me and started to push me, wanting me to wheel around the ice with it. And so it wasn't like there was a ton of fans because I had room to skate.
Okay, because we're here at the Heritage Classic in Winnipeg, you were part of the Heritage Classic back in Edmonton in '03. Memories of that game. What was the ice like? What was the environment like? Like we're in jackets, but it's actually quite pleasant right now. What was that day like, November 22nd, 2003?
Well, I got to take you to riding the bus over to the to the games, and the guys teasing each other, and Dave Semenko's comments to Gretz and different guys, and you just made you smile and brought you back to the time we played. But we pulled the bus up the day before in the practice, and there was 15,000 people in the stands. Kids were bussed in to watch us practice the day before a game. I mean, I took my toque off out of respect because the hair on the back of your neck stood up. It was just so exhilarating. It was so unbelievable. And to skate out there and hear the ice crack and look around, you're playing outside. I think the players really look forward to playing in those games because we're all kids at heart.
Marty, this kid has enjoyed having you, and it's great to see the group back together again. Please enjoy the rest of the weekend. Thanks for doing this. Always a pleasure to talk
thanks,
to you.
and I'll see you in Edmonton. I sneak in and watch as many games as I can, and boy, the Oilers are fun to watch right now.
Marty, look forward to your visits to Edmonton. Thanks for doing this.
Thank you.